Hello and welcome everyone to Mondays in Exandria, Wanderlust and Wildemount. We are here, we are ready to party, or game, or, convert people to pyramid schemes. Maybe all of the above. And by that I mean in-game, not out-of-game. Don't join pyramid schemes in real life. That's your PSA for today. I'm Lindy. I'll be playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Havisham Hossenpfeffers, businessman, philanthropist, aspiring author, future coin master of Tal'Dorei. There's a lot of titles, but we're just gonna go with great spokesperson today. Yeah, that's him. He's a warlock. But someone who's not a warlock, be D20 coup de grace, though he may keep warlock hours.
Yes, that is me. I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak. He's a hobgoblin wizard, diviner, and he specializes in manipulating time. And that's how we got to this situation.
That is how we got to the situation.
I may regret.
No regrets. Someone with no regrets ever. Shiny Pilot, how are you this evening?
That's correct. Zero regrets. None whatsoever.
No regrets.
I'm doing great. Well, great enough. A little tired. Had work. So I apologize if I start slowing down here for the night. The more I sit, the more I slow down. Anyways, excited to play. It's been a while for me. I'll be playing Igor. He's a hunchback, half-orc. He's the butler to Wendell. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun is the motto of Nuggetosaurus' new character. How are you?
That is absolutely correct. Her motto is all fun, no rules. So she is a chaos fairy to the extreme. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Wintress Gilsine, the fairy Drake Warden Ranger who has come to shake things up a bit with the party. And I feel like has thrown them for a loop a little bit at the very least. At least has surprised them in a couple of things. And I'm excited to explore a treasure room by myself.
No, not by yourself. You're gonna have Harlan supervision.
She thinks she's by herself, at least at the moment.
Yes,
at the moment.
I love that. Someone who might need supervision, but is with Wendell, would be producer Travis's character. How are you tonight?
A careful adult supervision, Lindy. I may melt. I could burn you at any time. Hi, I'm producer Trav. I'm sick as a dog. Just under the weather, but I'm here and I'm playing Lamont Quinlan, who, thiefed it up last week. Did a lot of damage. Actually played some D&D. Last week and the week before.
Yeah.
And so, you're just going to get really sick of me patting myself on the back about that. And now I get to start this whole thing with Wendell, where you steal men's souls and make them your slaves. That's from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but we're not far off. Thank you.
No, not my slaves. No. I just...
Oh, no?
No, I'm just the broker. But
you get a commission. You get a commission off the souls.
oh, it's a trickle-up power effect. I could give you a pamphlet if you need it explained to you. But someone who doesn't need any pamphlets, because they're the dungeon master. Deception check. How are you?
Oh God, I need all the pamphlets I can get. This is a mess with your characters. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm Deception Check. I am the DM. I don't know. I was thinking of something funny to say. I was going to say something about a circus and ringmaster and three-ring circus and all that. Couldn't even get it started, so we're just going to bypass all of that. Think about it. It was funny. You could laugh now and just imagine what it would have sounded like. And then I'll tell you all about what these guys got into a few weeks ago when we played our last time. They fought the Grand Master of the Monastery of the Distressed Body, and that went pretty good. We had two people's decapitations stopped by our divination wizard, and the third person's decapitation stopped completely because it's not nice to kill someone when they're not playing that night. So Igor got a reprieve and just got his butt kicked pretty badly. or we would have actually had a decapitation, which I'm glad we didn't because I love Igor and I would
Yeah.
have hate to have taken his head. Although I probably would have animated it and had you take it around as a toy or something like that anyway, just so you'd never lose Igor and his specific insights into our knowledge of our game. But after they dispatched of the Grandmaster and found out that it was actually a Quasit named Whatsit running a suit created by the great mage artificer Bramsandi, Wintress befriended Whatsit, and that's now his new friend. She now has a familiar Quasit that's evil and has been running a monastery for several hundred years, taking people's faces and wearing them. So he's a great addition to the group. After that, Lamont, Wendell, and Igor went to go check on the engine room because the place started to fall. Because as soon as the lord of the monastery was killed, the people that were working there out of fear didn't think they need to do it anymore. So Wendell went and told them all about the Prism of Power, and they found out that why leave one cult when you can just join another? You know, it's easier that way. You're a cultist.
And this cult actually has benefits.
Yes. Why change in midstream? It's easier to go with the flow and stay a cultist than to try and do something new in your life. Yeah. Change is hard. Change is scary. Change is evil. Do not change. So, yeah. Yes. Keep that in mind, Harlan.
Make positive changes in life.
Yeah. It's still scary. So, that was averted. And now we have a question of whether or not Wendell has a hidden cult of his Prism of Power waiting in the annals of history. So when he returns to the future, if he does, he could have a boost of power. But we'll find out that later. Because the other half of the group, which is Harlan and Wintress with Whatsit and Ilviren, there we go. Ilviren, the cute little dragon pet companion of Wintress, decided to go through the door that opened that Harlan had found through a switch on the great evil throne of the Grand Master. It was basically a control panel and seat with a lot of switches and things, and he's flipped the right one, opened a door. It's going somewhere. They decided to go. So the party split.
Yeah, I did my half to keep the island afloat. Good luck, Harlan. Yes. I have faith in you.
So we'll pick up with Harlan and Wintress as they go through the door into a very dark tunnel.
I suppose Harlan is shortly behind, but definitely
you do have longer legs.
Yeah, but I also, well, I don't normally float around unless I'm on a carpet.
True.
But I suppose, yes, I will increase my pace to catch up.
All right.
I'm going to druid craft a flame in my hand just to have some kind of light.
Oh.
I have dark vision, but just to see.
Excellent. By lighting that up, what looked like just grooves in the wall along the side, because with dark vision, you just get grayscale. It just looked like all one tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Once you added a little color with the flame, both Harlan and Wintress could see that the tunnel is multicolored now. There seems to be tubes and grooves of wires and control systems running all throughout the tunnel, all leading to the far end, where you see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Go to the light. Harlan, go to the light.
Yeah. Wintress is going to go to the light.
Yeah. I mean, we should probably be cautious here.
Thanks for letting me know that you were following me. Appreciate that, scared the bejesus out of me. It's fine.
I am way less scary than what could be ahead.
I mean, could it be any more scary than Whatsit pulling faces off of his monks?
I really enjoyed doing that. Okay, you've never known pleasure until you've ripped the face off of someone that's letting you do it.
Listen, everybody's got to have hobbies.
Fine. I mean,
No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying everyone's.
Oh, I can still.
hobbies.
Okay, cool. So next
What-
person, you.
We'll talk about it.
Are you sure? Because I mean,
maybe like we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it because I don't think like it's good practice, especially if you're trying
Look,
to like
let me
blend
tell.
in with
Look,
society.
just let me explain to you how I came to this conclusion and
Sure.
all the fun I've had for the last couple hundred years.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
You stay out of it. He turns
Again.
and looks at you, Harlan.
Maybe at like a later time. Like let's take a look at this treasure room. Speaking of which, have you ever been in this treasure room?
Oh, sure.
What's in
I've
it?
been in. What treasure?
Yeah, but like what kind of treasure? Are we talking like gold?
Like the most glorious
Items.
treasure that
He's
you've
never
ever
been here
seen.
before.
Absolutely amazing things, including the things you're looking for, and
Can I-
gems. Yes, gems.
Watch there be no gems in here.
Gold.
7.
Oh my god.
Oh, not 1.
He is the most honest closet you have ever met.
Oh my god. This sounds amazing. Let's go right now.
Yes, it's the most amazing stuff. I mean, there's just one problem, but you'll get to it in a second. I'd really rather have you just see it, really. I mean, it's
Yeah. For me, like most things aren't problems. They're just, like speed bumps. It's fine.
right. I mean, and you can fly, so it's probably not really a problem for
Exactly.
you, as it would be for others.
Right. And
Okay.
she just keeps going.
Just watch the floor. Sure, there's like
What's it turns around, just sticks its tongue out. Yeah, you're like,
You just
I just-
unfold the carpet and just preemptively sit on it.
Yeah,
maybe, I mean, maybe it's better to be cautious that way. Maybe he has some sort of insight. This little, I don't know what demon.
What's it-
But yeah, I guess he will pull out his carpet and just kind of float ominously behind them.
okay. All right. So after about 5 minutes walking down this tunnel, you escape into, not escape, but I was reading something else. Sorry. You step out into what looks to be a larger room. There are rows and rows of controls and broken machinery. Countless wires twist their way across the walls, leading from the tunnel to these banks of control panels that have been pulled apart to lay bare their internal components. 5 clear canisters connected by metal tubing and wires line the walls. Each one is filled with viscous fluid and what appears to be a humanoid brain.
Wonderful.
you said there are buttons and levers.
Yes, but they look to be disconnected, and everything in here has been torn apart, except for the areas around the 5 tubes with brains in them.
Okay.
And you
when
hear
she was-
mechanical sounds coming from them. Oh, hey, you're new. Oh, I don't believe we've seen these before. What? Would you come over here and talk to us, please? Yes, please. Would you mind speaking with us? We have questions. Where's the? Oh, you found the closet. Wonderful. They're smarter than the last few.
Hi, my name's Wintress. Are y'all are brains?
Oh, this one's smart. Yes, dear. We actually are brains in
Right.
jars. You might want to talk to this one. She's more along your level. What? Broderick, you speak to her. Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm
Hi.
the brain. I'm Broderick the brain.
Hi, Broderick the brain. I'm Wintress the fairy.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Yep. What are you guys doing here? Like, why are you in jars? How did that happen? Did you do it to yourself, or did
We're
someone do it to
floating.
you?
Yes. Corliss, you. This is beyond my. You. Oh, fine. I'll speak with her. Yes, we're brains in jars, and we were killed. And our good friend Bromsandi decided to try and resurrect us, so he stuck us in jars and promised to build us bodies. But unfortunately, Quasit there's master ran him off before he could complete the job. So we've just been sitting here this entire time doing what we were programmed to do, which was keep this stupid little floating island from crashing to the valley below. Well, that and holding up some floating discs that allow you to go to a grand treasure vault, which you're not allowed to go to.
That's fair.
This is all very peculiar.
So, like, what kind of bodies was Bromsandi like trying to get you guys? Like, organic ones, or was he trying to? Because, like, from what I understand, he did stuff with like metal.
You hear another voice come in. Oh no, Bromsy was supposed to be trying to put this together a cute little metallic thing. He was practicing, and that's kind of what the Quasit took. That was a temporary practice design that he was doing, and it was co-opted by the Quasit.
Oh, what's it? That's so rude. Why would you just take someone else's like body?
They were brains.
Yeah,
I was the
but they
boss.
were trying to get a body.
Yeah, but it didn't work for brains. It worked for me.
How do you know it didn't work for brains? Did they try, or did you just take it and
I
assume?
said so, and
You
I
just
was
assumed.
the Grand Master. And when I said things,
Well,
it was
you're
right.
not anymore. So
Well,
maybe
now
you
it's
should
now I don't know.
apologize.
It's not. Look, it's not my problem now. I'm not the Grand Master anymore.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm sure if I like tossed you in one of those jars, it'd be your problem.
Now I just pop away and pop back over here. You could toss me over. I mean, if you want to. If it makes you feel better. It's sort of like, ripping faces off. It makes you feel good for a second, then you have to have another one. If you want to throw me in a jar, go ahead. It's a slippery slope from there. You'll be tossing everybody into jars.
Maybe later. We'll workshop it.
Okay.
Okay. So like what is she trying to ask? So like, does he have his plans here or something? Because like that one's pretty smart. I'm sure he could figure something out.
I mean,
And she points at Harlan.
I mean, it's possible. There are things there. I mean, the last journal of Bromsandi is located in the treasure vault, but we're not allowed to let you go over there.
But I mean, if you
We're not
don't let us
supposed
in there, if you don't let us in there, we'll never be able to know whether or not we can get you bodies. Like I said, like he's like crazy smart. Like
I mean,
he figured out how to work the chair and stuff upstairs. Like he could
so
absolutely find you a body. We just have to get into the vault to figure it out.
You know,
all right. I want a persuasion from Winterest, and we'll let you go in just a second, Harlan. I need a persuasion for that one.
Oh, my persuasion's kind of not great, but it's fine.
Neither was Vent, but
How about a 15?
look at how you did.
You hear the brains talking a little bit back and forth to each other.
this is all very odd.
Well, yeah, they're brains in jars, but I mean, at least they're nice and they haven't attacked us or anything. So that's more than I can say for what's it.
Fairy, you're smart. I mean, you don't look as smart as Bromsandi, but looks can be deceiving.
So his name is Harlan. It's kind of rude to call people like by descriptors.
But
Just so
he hadn't
you're
introduced
aware.
himself, so what am I supposed to say?
That's fair.
I'm a
You could be
brain
like,
in a
hey,
jar.
you could be
called
like,
me brain
hey,
in a
what's your
jar.
name? You're right, because I didn't know your names. And
Exactly. So you
now
were
I
rude
know.
as well. So I'm just being
know.
rude back.
What's his face? What did he say? Bryce?
Broderick. That's the
Broderick.
not quite
Like,
a
I know-
smart brain.
I know Broderick because like he introduced himself.
But that's Alton. You've already met
Alton.
Broderick. I'm Corliss. That's Dunstan. He doesn't talk much. And Editha is the other one who spoke with you already.
Hi, nice to meet all of you. Now that we're all introduced, this is Harlan. This is my dragon Elviren. She's like my best friend. This is What's It. He used to be the Grandmaster, but now he's like mine. So we're fine. But yeah, I mean, just if if we could get to that journal, he'd probably be able to figure out how to, work something out for you guys.
That would be necessary, but I might be able to find something to help you.
He would need like a starting point, which the journal would provide.
All right, Aditha, the feminine sounding voice is like, well, I've told you all that I really know. It's the map and the journal to the map to, well, Bramsandi's other location in Koilanthri is in the journal with it. And all the information of the things that he did while he was here is there too.
Well, even better, we could find the map and go get Brasandi and bring him back.
I mean,
now
it's in the treasury. It's in the treasury, right? And you see like a window kind of come down, and you look out. You can see these 10 floating discs that lead to an island that is floating. It looks like it was drilled out of the main island, so that this island is just floating separate. So those discs go away, you'd have to try and fly over there or something to get to it.
Well, who is allowed in the vault then?
Oh, only the Grand Master, the original one.
Oh.
We wouldn't let What's-It go.
That's fair.
He's been very angry at us ever since, but understands the necessity of our existence and therefore didn't destroy us like he threatened over and over and over. It wasn't that many times.
Well, that sounds like that's one smart thing that What's-It did. So that's good. But like I said, all you guys have to do is just, open the door, and then we can figure out and get you what you guys need.
It's not that easy.
Well, then how can we make it easier? Because, I mean, all you guys are brains in jars. All we have to do is think and come up with a solution.
And at that moment, we switch back over to Wendell and Igor and Lamont. Wendell, Igor, Lamont, you're all hanging out in the engine room while Wendell accepts the adoration of his new followers and expounds on the benefits, the prism of power, and all the trickle-up economics.
Showing just a fraction of power.
Igor, if Igor's passing out pamphlets, he's doing it in the most sad, dejected, and beat up way. There you go. And he'd kind of stumble over and lean on the warm engine and be like, oh.
I don't think Igor has pamphlets to hand out because Wendell doesn't trust Igor to hand pamphlets out to the right people.
Okay, that's fair then. Igor will just be
because I could see if Igor had pamphlets, he would give them to everyone everywhere all the time. Like, hi, Mr. Police Officer Man, I have a pamphlet to the prism of power.
Exactly.
So
all y'all get it.
Wendell's like, no.
I imagine Igor, when he has bits of energy after his near decapitation, he takes out his feather duster, prestidigitation, and is trying to clean up now that this is your monastery, Wendell.
Perfect. We prestidigitate. With all the pain.
Pain prestidigitation.
Yeah, it takes a good long time in one spot to get it clean. It doesn't look like anyone has cleaned here since it became a monastery.
Okay, perfect. Lots of prestidigitation.
Wendell's just being his charming, charismatic self.
So you say it's a trickle up cult? So if I get 5 of my friends and they get 5 of their friends, I become more powerful and can lord over them?
Yes, essentially.
Oh.
Those who have been here longer and get in earlier, recruited by, those who have seniority, you have more seniority of those who are recruited following that.
And it's just like for the low cost of my soul?
Yes.
I mean, what's a soul good for anyway?
Technically,
you
already thought you exchanged it, so...
Well, not really. I wouldn't do that. That's why I was a slave working in the engines until I fell over and died.
Right.
So...
Well, this is better than falling over and dying working in the slave...
Well, yeah, but I could just leave. So... I mean, you make a really good point about that. I mean, I'm all for the economics of a trickle up.
A trickle up power effect, yes. It's quite beneficial. I used to be quite a destitute, some might say, and now...
No, someone of your stature?
Yes.
I mean, you only have 3 holes in your jacket. You must be really well off here.
I am now, thanks to the Prism of Power.
That's great. Can I get a jacket like yours?
I'm sure you could get one tailored someday. I mean, you got to
Have your jacket?
I do need my jacket. It's a bit chilly outside.
Okay. I figured. Everything was going so well, and you were.
I know.
Being really
I appreciate
helpful.
your chutzpah. You know,
Oh,
our
Monster.
benefactor appreciates go-getters like
Monster.
you. Yes.
Monster.
Yes.
Should we take down a list for jackets and shirts and hats and
We
stuff?
don't have the ability to provide those at this moment in time, Igor.
Oh, would it be good to write them down just in case?
He just looks at No, I believe these people are fairly self-sufficient on their own. I saw lots of clothing at the I'm sure there was like a hall we passed that had like the lodgings and closets and stuff. Or the prison had a bunch of. I imagine the prison has a bunch of like prisoners' clothes, like on the.
You see one of the hooded monks in the back raise his hand.
Yes.
His hood pulled down.
Yes.
What is your policy on facial replacement?
Well, when you contact our benefactor at the Prism of Power, you simply tell him your desires and work something out.
Oh, so like
If
all I'll get
want,
is my face back?
Oh
and
no,
no
you'll
power?
get much more than your face. But your
Oh.
face can be the goal that you work towards at the beginning. My goal
'Cause I did-
initially was to rebuild my family's home, which I did, and well, went up at least 10 times from there. You just keep
Oh,
making
okay,
new
'cause-
goals, and he helps you achieve them.
Because I mean, it was really like death or lose my face, and I really liked my face, and I found it, and it's not in very good shape.
Oh, if you
was-
found it,
it
that
was-
probably
it
makes
was-
it easier.
It was flying around on its own. I had to like knock it out, and I tore it a little bit. Yeah, I
Oh.
don't think it's gonna work anymore.
Well, if you
Um,
have the face, I'm sure that'd be easier to at least make a replacement or
Okay.
to refurbish it. Yes.
All right, yeah, I'll sign up then.
All right.
Now, all this time while this is going on, Lamont, you're sitting up on the on the railing above, watching this go on below you.
Wealth, power, women, money, whatever it is you want, you simply state your desires, your goals in life. The Prism of Power helps you achieve your life goals.
You
That
too
is-
could get an Igor.
This is what you're hearing below you, Mr. Lamont.
100% success rate, so. No one's ever failed this program.
Lamont is, like you said, sitting up there quietly, like a hawk.
Yeah,
listening
I
to all
think
this.
I rolled like a 28 or something in persuade. It was nuts. So he's
Your
very
cloak of
persuasive.
billowing is billowing, dramatically behind you. You look like Spawn as you're sitting, like as you're looking down over the city. That's what you look like right now.
Thank you. Yes.
I know that's your personal, that's your headcanon. So I
I
want
would like that very much.
Yeah.
But I also, it's not so fun a guy sitting there doing nothing. But I have to say that this is probably Lamont knows that this is not the right time to descend from his perch and go, no, wait, stop. This is think of your mortal souls. We've been
Or
through a
don't.
lot, and now I think Lamont finally gets to watch Wendell work a room and work a crowd. And the seed for
He's
this
giving
was
everyone at least 10 pamphlets so that they can give some to their friends and their friends can give some to their friends. And before you know it, the whole
It's
island will have
creepy.
pamphlets.
It's creepy, and it is in no way honorable or
what?
persuading me.
But it was his persuasion roll. The last session we played was so high, it made sense to you.
Yeah, and what definitely makes sense is that these people have nothing. They were all about to, they were their humanity is gone, and if Wendell, I am watching Wendell offering them
purpose.
something that's even an nth better than what they were doomed to before. I think Lamont has a very serious inner question going on right now of whether or not it's time to assassinate Wendell in the dark of night, or is it time to watch him do his work? Because if he just serves all these up to whatever power he serves,
including
There's a
his
difference
own.
between a bunch of people huddled in a soup kitchen who would have been on the streets and are disappearing, and a bunch of people who were in a cult and now are joining his cult. And I'm probably getting more information outside of the pamphlet about, like, you know, I'm watching him do this Q&A, you know,
Yeah,
with all these
how
people raising their
he
hand.
helps people achieve their goals in life.
Yeah. So I think that Lamont's rolling this around in the old noodle, you know, hasn't
Okay.
quite figured out
And
where to land
I
on
think
this.
he hands out all the pamphlets, asks some questions. We'll do another questionnaire, perhaps in the that cafeteria later, so we can all have some food, you know, and some drinks. I need to go check in to make sure everything else is proceeding up to snuff elsewhere, but we'll talk later. And he'll just leave a small
Like
pile
as you're
of
walking
pamphlets.
out, it's like one of those Messiah leaving the Holy Land sort of thing. Everyone's placing their hands on Wendell and they're touching Igor as well. Some of them are even trying to grab your cloak just to
Igor.
touch you.
Igor's like, "Here, say so, baby." He's touching
He's
him
just
back.
patting them on
like,
the head.
yeah, like petting him. If he sees some dirt, he'll feather dust him a little bit.
Lots of feather dusting.
Yes,
like
Wendell will be
lots
like,
of feather dusting.
yes. And if someone's crying, he'll take out his handkerchief and wipe their tear. Keep going.
It is thick when you
That's
leave this place.
Dangerous right there.
All right, so you guys head back
Yes,
to the Grand Hall.
We hurry back to the Grand Hall because Harlan might need me.
In your
Must we bustle so fast? I'm so tired.
in the periphery, you see groups of monks and slaves huddled over pamphlets, reading and talking and pointing towards you as you head back to the Grand Hall. Slowly, you see an army of the inhabitants here slowly working their way into the streets and following behind you guys.
Oh dear.
You make your way into the Grand Hall, and there is no one there.
Mm-hmm.
Your footsteps echo off the silent walls. You see the remains of the pieces that were left of the Grand Master's mechanical skeleton that the Quasit was using to lead this entire cult.
Which
And then
we
you see,
already looted.
yes, and you see on the fall, yeah, you got both of the good swords and the claws, which can be made into something. And you see on the far end of the hallway an open doorway and no sign of your companions.
Well, I'm going to assume they went through the open doorway.
All right. You guys head through the open doorway, and it leads into a dark tunnel, as I've described before. To those of you with dark vision, it is just a dark kind of patterned wall. Goes for a long ways, and you see lights. And then the colors explode from the walls around you, and you tell that there are cabling and components and whatnot all along the walls, and they're leading to the far end. And Lamont, you see this, and you know that these are more than likely power cables. They are control conduits and things of that nature, and you believe you might be heading towards a control room of some sort because of your experience with artificery. And after a good 5-10 minutes walking down this tunnel, you start hearing voices coming from the other end. It sounds like 5 different voices talking, and then your new companion Wintress and Harlan, and they're all answering questions.
I will politely enter. Seems that at least 2 of us back here is civil. Maybe they want
And as you come
pamphlets.
you see Wintress, Elviron, and standing up near 5 tubes full of viscid fluid and floating brains bobbing about, and the voices coming from little speaker grates on the bottom of each tube. And you see Harlan in deep conversation with one of the brains going. He's like, "But I mean, do you imagine that you'd be able to connect enough detritus from this place to make a body for each and every one of us? I don't know that Bromsandi finished the equations."
I can't know for sure until I've seen his work.
If only there was a way that you could control all of the circuits that we've been assigned to. Because if you remove us, within 8 hours, the entire place falls.
Oh, that would be terrible. There's so many people living here. Oh, hello, I'm Wendell, by the way. Just
No, another one. Is that one intelligent, Harlan?
Yes. I
And
adjust my.
Wendell is reaffirmed in his friendship with Harlan. I think he thinks Harlan's his best friend.
Oh, that's a pretty high insight roll. Do you want to roll a deception to see if you can beat it?
Well,
Wendell believes it, and that's what's important.
let's see here.
Wendell's smart with certain things.
While you're rolling for that, Igor would like to lead the window, be like, Master,
Yes,
should we give them a pamphlet?
No, we seem to be deep in discussion.
Yes, that one seems to be the most intelligent of this entire group. Hmm.
The
Igor's
mustache
like,
just twitches a little bit like...
Hello, my name is Corliss. My companions here in the other jars are Adithia, Dunstan, Broderick, and Alton. We are, for better or worse, the companions of Bromsandi.
Oh. Well, lovely to meet you all.
Thank you. Your erstwhile companions were discussing with us the ways that we might lead them to the treasure vault, as well as save us from this predicament we found ourselves in.
Ah, yes.
Which we can't do until we get into the treasure vault, because that's where the journal is, and that's what's going to tell us.
Well,
that
you
we can,
mentioned
save them from.
something about
We can only
connecting the
tell
circuits.
you what's in there.
Um,
I'm sorry?
you mentioned something about connecting the circuits here. This
Oh, yes.
place looks like it's been quite worked over.
Well, Bromsandi did that. He was trying to make this his grand workshop before the original Grand Master thought of it to be a great place to start his cult. And, well, you see how that turned out. But I will say this. That Grand Master went to the treasure room alone and never returned.
Oh, dear.
We know nothing of what's in there other than what Bromsandi told us. So what dangers that might prevail against you there, I can't tell.
See, was this monastery, as it is now being called, functional and floating before Bromsandi put you into these jars?
It was failing, and we were dead.
Oh,
He
dear.
didn't want us to be dead, and so he tried to save us, and then thereby also save the island.
Well, two birds with one stone. But it seems that it would be good if you all were a bit more mobile, perhaps. Perhaps we can get this ship a bit more independent while also getting you all a bit more independent.
Perhaps.
With the proper
And then-
notes.
Look at Harlan.
You hear a noise coming down the tunnel. Kind of like a metallic rolling sound.
Droidicas, be careful.
Droidicas!
Yes. Droidicas.
And you see a ball, a golden ball, roll in, sparkling like a disco ball.
Oh, we know who this
Gearbox
is.
is here.
Gearbox!
Hello.
Perfect timing. Where have you been?
You left me at the bottom level, and Gearbox has just now found you because Gearbox was lonely, and Gearbox doesn't like being lonely, and you left me there forever.
It was not
It seemed like forever.
a full forever Gearbox, but we're glad you've caught up.
Oh, there, little gearbox. Pat, pat, pat.
Ting, ting, ting. Pulls out a hand and pats you too. Thank you. Gearbox likes you. Oh, so you have a creature of... Is that one of Bromsandi's creations as well?
Yes. Yes, it is. Have you ever been in the vault? I asked Gearbox.
Gearbox is not one of Bromsandi's creations.
No, he's not.
Gearbox is Gearbox.
Yes.
And no, Gearbox has never been here before.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
He's just been programmed to know as much about Bromsandi as he can, but he is a Modron.
Yes.
Gearbox recognizes a lot of these designs.
Does Gearbox?
Yes, early work of Bromsandi.
Very good job, Gearbox.
Thank you. Gearbox happy.
Could you perhaps write these designs onto paper that we can attempt to fix some of these things, Gearbox.
Why? Gearbox knows all these things.
Well, that way people can help you fix them up.
Hmm. Well, if Gearbox connected himself to these machines, he could do it all by himself.
I look at Harlan, like, we fix ship? Gearbox, you think you can fix this ship? This vessel?
Oh, no. Gearbox, it would take work of lifetimes to repair this
Right.
crotchety machine. Gearbox would be able to maintain the ship if he was connected, or it was connected, but unfortunately, it seems that that particular job has been taken by these brains, the organic matter that is affecting those tubes.
And I just look at Harlan like, like, we could keep the ship going. We just gotta build them some bodies.
Harlan is just like shaking his head, like, this is not what we're here for.
This would be one. Corliss brain talks. Oh, I would absolutely love to not be connected to this stupid machine anymore. It's just, it takes up most. I can't even think about the fun things I used to think about. And most of my brain is taken up by.
And who was talking?
Retro thrusters.
At the
Corliss.
moment? Corliss, was it?
Yes.
What are some of your aspirations now that you are no longer deceased? What would you do with new mobile life?
We would continue on with our expedition. We would head to the next location. I mean,
Quillanthri.
Perhaps Bromsandi is still there. I would love to see our friend. He did everything he could to try and save us, but unfortunately, you see what, the Grand Master involved itself. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I've never considered ever being able to leave.
You seem like you need a vacation.
I've tried to keep the other spirits high, being the most intelligent one here, and it's my job to lead the others. You hear a lot of grumbling from the other brains, but I never thought we'd actually leave.
Do you know where the next stop is on Bromsandi's journey? The Quillanthri, I believe it was?
We died getting here.
Oh, I wasn't sure if he had a map that he shared with you all or some such.
We know that there's a map of where he was going in the journal in the treasure room because he told us he was there. I believe that was a trap for the Grand Master because he told us before he left.
I see.
The Grand Master went there to get it and never came out.
That is
The
quite
body just appeared here as if teleported some hours later.
Oh, so he's...
His body.
Like the Grand Master. And that's when What's-It took it over and became the Grand Master.
I see. So
But we were programmed never to let anyone but the Grand Master go across. And since we knew it was What's-It, not the Grand Master, we couldn't let anyone else go over there.
What if there was a new Grand Master? That's not What's-It.
Well,
What are the qualifications of Grand Masterdom?
Well, the actual parameters assigned by Bromsandi was evil devil being.
Oh, that is very specific.
Yes, you don't exactly look like an evil devil.
No, I alas am not.
Give me a persuasion check.
It would be helpful
Yes.
I were to be able to see your designs.
It's the black
Is
ones.
those in the vault?
They're in the journal, I believe.
That's a nat 20. So 28.
Okay, a 28.
No, I'm not an evil devil being. Do I have an aboleth master I follow? Yes, maybe, but...
Well, I'm sure if you're going to work, since you're planning on trying to work hard to help us, that we could be persuaded to go against the program we've been given to keep the... See, the thing was, we were designed to allow people to go across the bridge and then turn it off when they were in the middle, and they dropped 700 feet to the ground.
That would be quite
I don't
entertaining.
enjoy doing that because we've always got new people to talk to, and we've been told they were never quite as
they never
nice
come
as
back.
you. Right. They didn't expect, and they weren't as smart as this Harlan here. So
Harlan
we actually
is
see
quite
hope.
brilliant. The things he's created, magnificent.
I mean, the creepy dark one right back there with the flowing cloak, I'm not sure what he's doing.
We're never sure
Now,
what
he
he's
looks like an
doing.
evil devil being, but
Nothing. I stand stock still and glare back at them.
you're glaring at a brain in a jar.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's the look. That's the look of an evil devil being right there. Does it very well. Are you sure he's not a grandmaster in disguise?
We can never be certain with Lamont. I think that's Wendell's honest answer at this point, is we can
That's
never
fair.
be certain with Lamont.
That's fair. What's Wintress doing while all this is going on?
She is kind of like off to the
I
side.
was just
with-
thinking
with-
she's been too quiet.
I
Yeah.
know, me too.
She's off to the side with What's It, and I think they are fucking with anything they can get their hands on.
Lucky for everyone involved, everything in here doesn't work except for the machines connected directly to the
They're like
the braids.
pushing buttons and like
I
yanking
imagine
out
it's
wires.
like kids at
They're,
one of
like,
those like science
clinging in the
program fair
background.
things with like the
Yeah.
like the wheeling the wheels, like yeah.
Yep.
It's like the TARDIS. It's
Yeah.
literally like the
Yes.
TARDIS. Okay, roll me a D100.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just a D100. We're going to go low rules here. Cthulhu.
How about a 24?
Hey.
You know what? You've been pressing buttons, pulling switches, spinning things
Did she
around,
accidentally
resetting
fix
things,
something? Because that'd be
connecting
hilarious.
wires, and then you grab two and put them together and you get shocked and you hear a whir and you feel the entire place shake a little bit.
Oh no.
And then you hear in the distance, boom, and you feel a rumble. And when you look out the window, you see a little bit of smoke coming up from a section of the
Dress
island.
is just like holding two wires, and she just kind of
Are we under attack?
she like looks up to see if anybody has noticed her.
Oh no, that was a water processing plant. It's more like a steamy pile of rubble now, but
Were there people in that water processing plant?
it's quite possible. I believe most people have left their stations now, so chances of the destruction of the organics associated with that particular location might be low.
Okay, that's fine then.
Well,
You
perhaps
please stop messing with that.
it'd be best so as to not possibly murder any further people.
Harlan says that, and she presses a button next to her.
Nothing happens that time.
Do you want to open another water processing plant?
I mean, kind of.
Do you want
And-
more people to die?
That's a very
I mean, that happens every day, right? People die.
But do you cause it every day?
explosion.
I mean, on a good day.
Oh, right. Okay. Hey.
Faye.
Right, well, perhaps we could, since you've been so kindly offered to,
But I
scheme
have
of
one
a-
more point.
Oh, yes. Please.
What many people think when we turn off, the ones we kind of like, more so, not as much as you, of course, and you hear all the brains agree. Not as much as you, but the ones we like, we turn off the bridge so they can't go across because we don't want to have to kill them. Because, ultimately our programming will
Does
win
the
out.
bridge have to be used to get across?
That's what I'm trying to get across to you. The smart ones that weren't quite as smart as you think that, we'll just fly over there. Everything will be fine. We can circumvent this entire system. What they don't know, and this is Bromsandi's idea, and it's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
There's an anti-magic field surrounding the entire thing. So as soon as you fly over there, you just drop like a rock. You thought you won, and then you die.
I see.
It's such a wonderful idea.
He's thinking anti-magic field. Elviron at least has wings, is what he's thinking. He's like, wings aren't magical, but he doesn't
Yeah.
say anything.
And Wintrist's flight isn't magical either. It's just innate.
Nice.
Right.
So-
Wintress
But
carries
no one
across.
else would be able to go. Well, I don't think Wintress could carry you.
Windle's pretty lightweight.
And I don't know that you'd want Wintress to carry you.
I would
Wintress
want
is
Wintress
small.
to carry me. But
She's
Elvyrin
like-
might.
Viren's a
But
medium
the
creature.
two of them together, one grabs the legs, one grabs the feet, and then we just go across.
It is 700 feet to the floor
Yes.
below.
Yes. He goes, I see. So the programming is more important than it seems at first glance.
Well,
Perhaps our evil
We-
devil friend here.
with a little assistance of your mechanical friend there, if you disconnect us and connect him, the default state of the floating discs is on.
I
So with us
see.
disconnected, we could not turn them off.
Will you be okay disconnected?
We'll tell you the correct wires. We still need power to keep us
Mm-hmm.
operating, but
Before we do any of this,
yes.
I wanna walk over to Lamont and say,
Oh.
Lamont, can you help me? I need to find these schematics.
Do you say that out loud?
Said quietly.
Quietly, but
What's your passive, Wintress?
Hi.
Hi.
She's the perceptive
16.
person in the group.
16. Chances are you could probably hear some of this.
Okay. She'll come over and I can like locate stuff. Like I'm really good at finding stuff.
can you help me find the schematics to these brain jars?
Yeah.
Then I'll follow you, I suppose.
Okay, so you guys are looking around the control room for schematics to the brain jars.
No. So
Uh-huh.
Wintress is gonna go over to the brains.
Okay.
She's like, hi, again. Sorry for blowing stuff up. Not
Oh, it's all right. It's actually the most excitement we've had here since you arrived.
Oh, glad to entertain. I'm really good at it. So, can you like describe these schematics exactly to me? Like what they look like, how much they weigh, their typical, like how worn they are? Just give me like the most detailed description.
What schematics are you speaking of?
Like for the journal that has all the schematics for like your jars and stuff.
No,
With the schematics for all the work that Bromsandi has done is in his journal, which is currently located in the treasure room.
Right, I understand that. Can you describe that journal to me? Like what color is it?
I'm
What's it made
sorry.
of?
I only know of its existence.
Okay. All right. I'm going to cast locate object.
I don't know if it's there.
Yeah.
But we could. I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, you don't need schematics for our jars. We can tell you which wires to cut. That will. I mean, you have to add, but you have to ask your mechanical friend if he wants to take over the job, and then he and you would be able to disconnect us without
Mhm.
suffering any catastrophic failure of the
What about you?
process.
Right. Well, you guys discuss that. I'm going to go over here. And she just like steps off to the side and she's going to cast locate object on
Okay.
the journal.
Okay. Can you link that? I want to see what it requires.
Yeah.
Looks like
Hold on, let me
Harlan
see if I
might
can-
need
I can
Lamont's
find it.
help after all.
It says I have to be familiar with it. So I was hoping if they described it.
I thought they said it was in the general library.
No. It's
No,
in
it's in the
it's
vault.
in the vault. It's one journal, and they've never seen it.
It could be a lie.
It could be.
They said it was a trap. So
Yeah, you would just say a journal or Bromsandi's journal, but not really knowing Bromsandi or his journal. You'll get pings from all over the island of just journals.
Okay.
It's like a Christmas tree just lit up.
Do I get a ping from the treasure vault though? From that direction?
Yes, there is a ping of a journal in the treasure vault.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a journal over in the treasure vault.
Oh, we told you it was a journal there. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
It's-
yeah,
I
we
mean-
told you it was there. Even I knew that.
Listen, I deal with
Roderick, be
demons.
nice.
It's always nice to double check, you know. I deal with demons a lot.
That's fair. We've dealt with devils for some time, and it's not been fun.
I understand completely.
Right, well, Gearbox, would you like to... You seemed pretty excited about maintaining this thing and repairing it, keeping it afloat.
I'm worried about what will happen to the jars if we disconnect them.
Gearbox could help with this. Gearbox would need someone to connect him to the controls, and it points over to where the central jar is at. There's a control panel there. If someone could do that for me?
You want to help out with that, Lamont?
Lamont quietly steps over to it.
Okay.
I pat Harlan and Gearbox on the shoulders. I'm like, you've got this, and I guidance them both.
All right, Lamont's the one doing it.
Oh, Lamont's the one doing it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I guidance Lamont and Gearbox then.
I mean,
You've got
Give me a
this.
dexterity. Just give me a dexterity check.
I don't want Wendell touching me.
It's a D4.
It's a D4 too.
Yeah. Roll plus a
I
D4.
don't care if it's a D20. Wendell's not going to go pawing at me.
Not pawning, just gives you a
dexterity?
little, like, supportive pat.
Check.
Get his-
Exactly what was needed.
Oh,
You see Lamont reach over and pull out a couple wires, and he connects a couple together, twisting them, and then Gearbox opens up a panel on the backside near one of the lights. It was sparkling, and now it's kind of dulled down, and Lamont and just follows where Gearbox informs him. Gearbox wants you to place it right there. The red connector to the blue to the red, and the black right there. And then Lamont connects it together, and you see some lights on the tunnel on the brain containers shut off. They're still running, but you see the lights shut off, and you see Gearbox just kind of like vibrate for a second. It's like Gearbox has control. Oh yeah, and you just hear some whirring, and then you hear some connections. They're like, oh, good, your little robot friend has disconnected us. We're fine now. We don't have to do all the extra brain power. Even Broderick might be smarter now. This is nice. This is so nice. And Gearbox is excited.
I'm glad, Gearbox.
Don't be too excited, Gearbox.
I have a purpose now. Gearbox has purpose. I can control everything.
That's not good.
Yes,
Unlimited
and I think
power.
Wendell leaned down and goes, yes, it's a great responsibility, Gearbox, but I think you're our traption friend for the job. There's a lot of
Gearbox.
people.
Gearbox will be connected to this forever. Gearbox can give you a list of things to fix. Gearbox needs lots of fixing. Gearbox sees all the things that need fixing.
Yes, make that list, and I will hand Gearbox the stack of paper, because Wendell has just been writing every night when everyone's been sleeping, so he always has reams and reams of paper, so he has, like, paper, pen, yes, just make lists of things that need fixing and how to fix them.
Gearbox will do so. And you just see him start writing down.
Right!
Line after ream after ream of just, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken.
Gearbox, wait. Pause on that.
Gearbox? Oh.
Yes. And
You feel the whole island
No,
shake.
no, not the island, the list writing. Pause the list writing.
Oh,
right.
you feel that the island go back to the natural vibrations of the island. Gearbox, yes?
And you get us safely across into the vault, Gearbox.
Gearbox, sensor discs are on. Gearbox will not turn it off. You are Gearbox's friends.
Thank you, Gearbox. What a good
That
friend
is-
you are.
Quite kind of you.
I'm so
This is-
glad we brought Gearbox instead of that bard now. Well,
Maybe the bard would have been able to do something crazy.
I don't know.
No, actually, the bard would have sided with the Grand Master because they serve the same devil lord.
Oh no. Oh, because
As-
he's a tiefling.
as have-
That's right, yeah.
I was half expecting you to say the bard would seduce the brains.
Well, that came later.
Oh, okay.
Well, to the vault. Oh, you know what? Perhaps we should take just 20 to 30 minutes to sit down before we go to the vault. Just to take a breather.
we can all talk to you about how wonderful it is. We don't have to be connected to this godforsaken machine anymore.
Certainly. And Wendell just kind of sits down on like a box or something. It's just like, oh, you feel like bones pop and crack because he's 40-something, you know, and he's just like, oh. And then
I know that pain.
Yes.
I understand that pain.
I have that.
Yes.
I'm a decade or a half younger than Wendell, and I already feel that pain.
So you can take the next 30 to 40 minutes, and you all get a long rest. I mean, a short rest, not a long rest. You get a long short rest. Short
rest. Okay.
You can roll your hit dice.
Oh, so many hit dice.
Anybody that gains things on a short rest gains their things on
yes,
short rest.
I wasn't even injured, so.
I'm
so
on a scale of
Windress is
0
still
to
fucking with
69,
shit.
I'm at a 10. So
I'm totally beat up. What do you roll for a short rest?
Your hit die.
Oh, okay.
During this short rest that everyone's taking, Windress is still fucking with everything she can touch.
Gearbox is constantly no, not that Gearbox. No, you could press
not that. Connects it.
See, like lightning coursing.
Please don't
Gearbox,
hurt our
say
dear
no.
friend Gearbox that is keeping us from here and plummeting to death.
Like for
Just
the next
keeping
5
him on
minutes,
his
Gearbox
toes.
has a
It's
tick.
fine.
It's like Gearbox.
Oh, dear.
Gearbox. The whole island starts kind of listing a little bit.
I don't know if pressing again will make it worse or revert it back. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Now we know why Window never knew about the cult's existence.
No.
Wintress pressed too many buttons. Fried
I
Gearbox.
accidentally pressed its cloaking device and it was broken for like the rest of eternity.
I think we're done resting now.
Yes.
Princess, can you lead the way to the vault, please?
Oh my god, of
Gearbox,
course. I would love
Gearbox.
to.
Okay, I unplugged the thing that she plugged in to try to fix Gearbox.
Gearbox. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, Gearbox is fun.
Okay. I'm so sorry about that.
But I bet the brains were entertained.
They were chuckling. Brains can chuckle. You know, it's kind of difficult. So, at the end of your long rest, you all make it out through a side door along a metallic kind of gangway. It's like a scaffolding that goes along. It's like this was the bridge of the planar craft, and this is kind of like an exterior point where you could, if you were in atmosphere, you could step out and look out over where you were flying. This is part that's still there, and it leads over to where you see a selection of 10 floating discs. They're easy enough to walk across. They're wide. They're 5 foot wide, and they're relatively close, so you don't have to really jump across. But it is a long way away from side to side, not easily jumped by any means, and at least 600 to 700 feet above the valley floor below you.
I would suggest we at least tie ourselves.
To each other? Yes.
Wintress just hops on Elviron and starts heading over.
Okay.
Flying.
It's no problem at all. You just fly right on over.
Pull out the rope. All the rope that Reagan bought. Start tying it.
Can I grappling hook to somebody's ankle?
I mean,
You want to trip somebody off the edge? The 700 feet to your death.
it's better than falling to 700 feet, yeah. I mean, you got your grappling hook. Do your thing.
I'll go that. That's how I'm doing it.
Holland's supposed to...
Wendell and Harlan will, with Igor, with our rope, will cross the discs.
Okay. You make it across, no problem.
Okay.
But once you get onto the island, the other island,
Wendell whips out his 10-foot pole because this feels like the time.
cloak falls limp around him. It no longer billows.
Oh no!
The feather duster doesn't do it. It's just a feather duster now. Nothing that is magical upon you works.
I
A
reached
ring
down into my
becomes
pants.
visible.
Oh,
A ring
What?
becomes visible on Wintress's left hand on her middle finger.
Ah.
One of
Yes, I
those.
reached down into my pants. Is there screaming? Is it silent?
it is silent.
The stone of Galore is silent.
The Stone of Galore is silent. I mean, there's all
first
normally
time.
screaming when you reach into your pants, but
Yes.
the stone is still silent.
Rendell says, "Excuse me while I whip this out." Everybody goes, "Ah!"
Lots of screaming. And for some reason, Harlan's toupee doesn't look quite as lustrous.
What? Oh my God.
It's been magic all along, my friend. It's been magic all along.
And I'll be like, well, you just pull out the 10-foot pole. It seems like we might need this now more than ever.
Well, you find yourself on just like a flat island covered with the detritus of all the internals of the machines you've seen ripped apart throughout this entire monastery. They have been gathered here in heaps and piles. There is a small building set in the middle behind all these piles.
Seems many of these parts might be necessary to repairing this place.
Indeed.
Lamont, Harlan, as you're walking through and looking at it, you notice that these aren't just piles. They are creations. They are failed experimentations of machines, of great works of artificery that have either failed or have been left behind.
I start ripping through everything. I just want to pick it up and look at it and set
Oh.
it down. And
You could be lost here for years looking at all the things here. Like it tinkles parts of your brain that you haven't used much recently from the old time and the old land you come from. Harlan, you see things that remind you a little bit of some of the work you've been doing on your ship, as well as some other ideas you've had from here and there.
Yes, Bremshanda was quite the designer here. Don't get buried in your work there, Lamont.
there's a lot of cool shit here, man. There's some cool stuff. I can't fill up a bag or something. I can't take. Can I take this one with me? This is pretty cool.
Maybe we get some more information on these things once we get the journal, and then you could
I don't even know what the hell it
get a
is.
souvenir.
These constructs could be dangerous. We should watch out. Some of them might still be active.
None of them look like they have any activity associated with them. They've long run out.
They don't
Long run out of power.
look
Yes.
like it, but you
I'm
know.
like, does this look active to you?
Not currently.
You shake it and it whirls, starts gaining power, and then shuts back down again.
Actually, it does seem that there's a bit of
Yes.
Can
Actually,
I cast my? Can I cast that
You can't
the thing that I
cast
haven't done in forever? Where
any
I
magic.
Yeah, all magic
All
that you
that's
try and
gone.
everything.
This is
for
an
you are in an
anti-magic, Joey.
anti-magic field right now that encompasses the entire space.
Yep.
just find what we're looking for.
Yes. Yes. Let's.
All right.
Wintress, how's it look up there? Imagine she's ahead and heading towards that building.
Yeah, like she just because I mean she doesn't care about any of these machines or anything. She's probably already at the building.
Okay. The building itself is well made. It seems like out of all the things you've seen here, just the thrown together haphazard creations, the crumbling, facades of old, construction. This looks like it was built well. It was built solidly. And there is no windows, but there is a solid bronze door with several gears across the front and a symbol in the
Do I-
door.
Recognize the symbol?
You do not.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on the door.
You knock on the door. After a moment, you hear a muffled sound from within.
Chandra in there?
It sounds like language of some sort, someone talking.
Hello? If you're talking, I can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up. You Yeah, I still can't understand you. Can you open the door and then I'll be able to hear you?
Wait for the day. You can hear me. Stay for the damn day.
Say what? She's gonna like put her ear against the door.
I think that
Open the damn door.
Open the door. Okay, she opens the door.
You pull on the handle, you see the gears built into the door start rolling, and the door, like you're pulling for it to open. And the weirdest thing, it folds in on itself, like into a point, kind of like a triangle, and then folds back into a door on the other side of you. And you see within a workshop. It looks extensive. In the center of the workshop is a pedestal on which there is a journal. And upon the journal are several gears, wires, and other contraptions that seem to be connecting the journal, to the pedestal, and the pedestal into the floor and across to other machines. Behind it is another workbench, and on the workbench is a very large vat with a red, angry, diseased-looking brain.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna like step in.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, you said to open the door. I'm Wintress. Who are you?
Yes, welcome. It's good to see you. I'm the Grand Master. It's been so long.
Oh, so
Is
that's
that
what happened to
what's
you.
it?
Yeah, he's mine now.
My faithful companion, come to rescue me at last. You good for nothing. Look, I tried. They wouldn't let me, so I took over your body and ruled in your stead, and it was great.
That's definitely a
Did
lie.
what?
We like just
You
got here,
did
so.
once. I love.
When I get back to hell, I will explain to you the problems with that particular decision. What's it? No, where were we? Yes, Wintress. Hi. Have you seen my body?
Yeah, it's like fucked up now. You're not gonna want it.
Oh, I still would love to have my body.
Yeah, sorry. No can do.
Perhaps you have other companions on the other side of that doorway there. Maybe they'll be more open to discussions.
This guy's gonna be like, "Give me my body." We're all gonna be like, "Nah, brah."
Oh, okay. So the journal's on a pedestal and it's connected to a bunch of wires and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
he looks at you looking at the journey. He's like, I wouldn't mess with that if I were you.
I immediately go mess with it. I walk up to the
I hope you
pedestal
like
and
being a brain in a jar.
is there like a blue wire or something?
Let me see. I didn't expect you to go right over there.
Right over the book.
I mean,
Let's see. There are several wires. One of which is blue.
okay. I'm gonna pick up like a wrench or something. Is there like a wrench just sitting around?
There's all kinds of tools all over the place.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up like a wrench and I'm just gonna stand like 15 feet back from the book and I'm just gonna chuck it at the book.
Okay, roll an attack.
Okay.
Just roll a d20.
When in doubt, throw a wrench.
12. My dex
Take
is a 4 plus 4, so if that matters.
It bounces, and you see it kind of dent one of the gears on the top of the journal, and you feel the entire island you're standing on right now drop 5 feet, sputter, and then slowly rise back up to where it was.
Okay.
I told you, if you wish to die, keep doing that.
I mean, death is just, a temporary thing. So
For you, maybe. For me, quite possibly. But for your friends and that little dragon of yours, well, who knows?
oh no, trust me, she'd be fine. The
Yeah,
other
then
ones, I mean, I'm sure they'd be fine too.
Just take the journal then. See what happens.
Where'd Wintress go?
Right.
I imagine we're pretty much at the doors at this point.
At the door
'cause-
at this point.
You hear that last statement, and you felt the whole island drop.
Wintress!
Yeah, hi, I'm in here. There's another brain. It's the Grandmaster. He's kind of an asshole. It's fine.
Well, that's
I've
to be
only
expected.
told you the truth. Why am I an asshole? I'm happy
Open
to
the
see
Okay,
door.
you
listen.
for the first
It doesn't
time.
matter what you say. It's the tone in what you say it. And like your tone is really like not great right now. Just saying.
I should have let you take the journal.
I mean, you can't really let me do anything because you're a brain in a jar, but you know.
I can just not help you any further and watch you flounder through the rest of this room.
Wintress,
I
are
mean,
you picking
that's
a
how I
fight
live
with
my
the
life,
previous
so-
Grandmaster?
Yes, I am.
Can't you see he's at a serious disadvantage? He's a brain in a jar.
Well, hello, new
That's fair, I guess.
companions. I see you're much more interesting than your flighty friend. I'm the Grand Master. You caught me at a poor time in my existence.
Yes, I can see that.
How did you
That-
get?
What that's
I was tricked by that asshole Brumsandi.
I think he
came to-
touched the book.
I came to the treasure vault for the spoils of what was mine.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Touched the wrong thing that I was told not to touch, which is exactly what your friend just did.
Yeah, don't touch the book. It like dropped the island. so.
And it scooped my brain out, put it in a jar, and my
Oh.
body was taken and teleported somewhere else.
Fun. That sounds like a fun time.
Hmm.
No, it hasn't been.
I imagine you've been stuck in a room. Sucks for you.
Look, if you could just get me a body, I would be grateful.
You're not the only. Everyone wants a body these days.
I had one.
So did the
I-
other
I-
4 or 5 brains in jars.
What's it was in it, from what I understand. Perhaps you could return it to me?
It is not the most.
You don't. You probably don't want it. It's
No,
not
that's
functional.
fine. No. It's fine. I'll take anything that's left of it. Does it still have a tail?
No.
No, it doesn't.
If a brain could look at you with a side eye, you're getting side eye right now.
I got tailed so many times. Wendell's like, no, there's no tail. I will go back and remove it myself.
If all you just bring me back the body, I can use the equipment in here that is connected to me to place myself back in the body.
Why
Yeah,
would I
that
do
doesn't really sound like a benefit for us.
Yeah.
So
Well, see, from that point, I could help you discover whatever it is you wish to discover. You've come here for a reason, probably that journal.
I mean, we've already got
You
enough
tried
help.
to get the journal and then you got stuck in a jar. How are you going to help us get the journal?
No. I was playing with other things over there. Yeah, don't see that. See that? Look to your right. There's a panel right over there with all the gold sitting next to it.
Oh, yes.
I'd stay away from that one.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you inciting a brain in a
Tone.
jar?
His tone. I was
Oh,
just
his
gonna
tone.
say.
There you go. Insight away.
Oh, no.
Fucking ass again.
That's
a
a
natural
one.
1.
10.
Fucking ass.
I
Obviously telling you. What's that?
I grab Wintress before she flies over there.
Oh no, she.
Start messing with it.
she
No, he
she-
tells the truth.
Yeah, she believes him.
Yeah. It's a truth.
Believe him or not, he told you not to mess with something.
You look all around the room and you see gems and gold. You see equipment. You see really high tech artificery things. Like Harlan, Lamont, you guys believe you could make almost anything in here if you really tried and had enough time. This is a master level
Cool.
workshop.
Is there magic inside the workshop?
No.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So all
But
these
you
traps
imagine-
are
This
mechanical.
interest Wintress.
Because these are because the things in here are mechano-magical.
Mm-hmm.
There must be a way to turn off the anti-magic field.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Wintress, you see a big red button
Mhm.
on the opposite wall. Your passive perception. It is a very pretty red button.
Do you know how to turn off the anti-magic field, Grandmaster?
I'm not actually sure where that is, to be honest with you.
Never got that far, huh?
No, it was installed before I came over. I never really got to see what was going on.
I'll like lean into what's it and just super quietly you should go press that big red button.
Grab what's it?
What's it? Just beeline straight over there. Dex check. See, make a dex check. Can you catch him?
We don't need to make dex checks.
No, we got
he rolled a 5 + 1. He got a 6.
Oh my gosh.
What's it? Just beelines right over and punches the button.
Hope we don't die. Gearbox is plugged in.
Immediately, Lamont's cloak begins to billow
Oh!
menacingly again. The ring disappears from Winchester's hand, and all your magical items begin to activate.
Oh,
Oh my god, you see,
Wendell-
sometimes pressing
Wendell
buttons does
has
good things.
the handkerchief and he just dabs his forehead with it.
You also hear many things within within the island begin to whir to life.
all the guardians that were not active.
Yes. It's okay. We just
See
might have
lights.
to push the button again.
Lights turn on. You see like little pincer hands start building things over on a far wall on a table.
Well, at least
Terminator
we
2
can-
Judgment Day music starts playing.
Yes, exactly. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Exactly. Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. Turn over and the brains inside a full cyborg body strangely looks like Arnold.
The table opens up and the brain just stands up and it's on a T-3000 body.
Yes.
Thank you for releasing me. No, this is just in sundry things around. It's just a noise that permeates the silence that was here before.
I would like to propose a new rule for the group. No pressing random buttons. At least not until you think about it for 10 seconds.
But it did a good thing. Like,
The
my kid
last
turned-
two didn't.
It was a
Totally reinforced Wintress at this point. That's all you need.
Yeah.
One success, and now she's
one
like,
success
press
is
the
all it
buttons.
takes. Is the
Off
door
the-
still open to this
Yes.
room?
Yes.
Okay. Wintress is
So-
gonna go back outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
About
of the-
my body. Anyone?
Why?
I'm not getting a body, my dude. I'm about to make this my new,
Why?
Nope.
Why? Why can't I look? I'm here to help. I've seen all of these things. I know how they work. I can help.
I mean, me and my friend here will figure it
No.
out. I think I can just chuck you out the
Like
window.
how we're like, nah,
about my
nah.
day. Harlan, you think of what I'm thinking?
Look, if you
I'm not-
promise, if you give me a body, I can give you that journal right now.
Yeah, but if I give you a body, you'll walk around in it and pick up something and try to hit me with it.
Oh, he won't be walking around in the body. We,
Not his own
I-
body, no.
I would never. You would be my cat. You'd be my saviors, and I am a devil of a good person.
Yes. I imagine that the screaming is back in my pants.
Yes. 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 Your pants screaming has begun again.
Yes, I'm like, oh, yes. It keeps Wendell. I like to think it's just a constant, like, some people have, like, white noise in the background. It's just galore, spouting nonsense constantly, just really quietly in the back of Wendell's brain. Well.
Harlan, I say we pour a bottle of dishwashing detergent in there and we take over this thing here.
Bottle
and
of
then we,
dishwashing.
divine ourselves where the journal is and
You know, if you
take it.
kill his brain, he just goes back to hell, and then he can come back.
You're looking for the journal. The journal is right there. That
Yes.
that is the journal you're
It's
looking
just-
for.
Trapped.
Yes, very
Oh.
obviously trapped.
Yes.
Oh, then we really don't need you.
With a very
'Cause-
good one. If you take it, you open it, or take it from this island, the island falls.
You open it or take it from this island.
Yes,
Rude.
I will. Now, I can open it for you because I'm connected with the island. I can allow that. You can never take it beyond this island without the destruction.
So you
Or
have
not
to be
the entire
connected to the
location.
island in order to open it.
This little island here, this workshop, it was the
Oh.
fail-safe that Ramsandi put in here to protect his creations and his designs, as well as the map to the location of his next proposed workshop in Qualan 3.
I mean, you guys could just all leave the island and I could just grab it and dip out.
That's very different than Wendell's train of thought. He's like, perhaps I can get one of the new converts. Become the guardian of the treasure room. Get his brain in this jar, and then he'll help us, but he's not a devil. That's what Wendell's thinking. So don't maybe bank on Wendell's train of thought, because his train of thought is replacing this brain in a jar with one of his followers.
Look, I see that all of you are having a problem making up your mind. How about this? I'll open the book for you for just a moment. You can see that it says everything in it I've told you. And then you'll understand that my proposal would be beneficial to everyone.
Not sure how necessary it will be. I think we should talk to Gearbox.
The journal opens. Just slowly.
Mhm.
Yes. I would like to take it all in as much as possible.
It's
But
just
it doesn't
opened up to a single page.
Mm-hmm.
On that page is the diagrams. If Harlan is looking at it or Lamont is looking at it, you see it is the entire instructions to create a craft that can fly.
Mhm.
On the next page is the instructions for a craft that can climb or swim on any surface.
Interesting.
And then at the front of the book is a map. And before you can get a good look at the map, the book closes again, snaps shut, and the gears twist and lock.
Time stop. And then if only we had.
Makes sense. Why would he have control of the book?
That is the question. Why would Brumsandi forsake control of his own book?
Are you asking that out loud?
No, I'm asking that out of character.
Okay, because
It just. He
You hear-
made a trap for him.
you hear the brain. The brain, like, you're asking yourself right now, why would Brumsandi leave this with me? It seems like such an asinine thing to do. But these are his old designs. These are the things that he has done, not the things he went to go do. This was nothing for him. He left this here as a trap for me and then thought it would be funny to make me the guardian of his refuse. It's like punishment for me taking over his monastery and his workshop. So as a devil, I can see the benefit of that. I can appreciate it on a technical working sort of aspect of it. I really do applaud him for that. But the asshole did catch me.
All right, so he caught you.
You wouldn't happen to
Why?
know a vampire, would you? Like, I'll say the name of the guy who's locked in the box. Because
No.
he seems like they would be friends, is all I'm saying.
How'd
But
your
whi-
rivalry start with Brimshander?
With Brumsandi.
Yes,
Rums-
Brumsandi.
Brumsandi, I believe, is a
They're
place on
very
another
similar,
plane.
yes.
I've been there. It's cold as anything. It's not a place you want
Hold
to
on.
go. Lots of ice. But Brumsandi, well, he just happened to have a monastery and a workshop of fabulous things, and I wanted a place so I could peel off faces and torture human souls.
Oh, that's, yeah.
It's what we do. So I thought I'd just take it from him. And I was successful, but not quite as conniving as that devil in humanoid form. He's got a great future in the hills if he ever makes it down there.
Yes, if he ever makes it down there.
Mm. But as you guys are thinking about that, Wintress, you went outside.
Did.
What, pray tell, are you doing out there, Wintress?
There's a lot of noises outside now, right? All
Yes.
these
Yes, all
Automatons?
Ottomans.
Thank you.
And the Ottomans. There are some mechanical Ottomans. They're very comfortable.
They're all coming to life,
They're
right?
form-fitting. Yes.
I'm gonna
But
start talking.
they're
to
all
them.
broken. So like you see, like
Oh,
it's like
no.
the
It's like
island of misfit toys.
Oh
I'm gonna start
no!
talking to
We're
them,
on the
and
island of
Wintress
Bronzondy.
is not a tinkerer, but she's gonna do what she can to like start like makeshift, like make them like a little cane or a walker or something. So she's just because she wasn't allowed to touch things inside, she got yelled at. So now she's outside touching things.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah. You've got a whole army of little broken things that are like surrounding you, and they're all coming for the repairs. You're like the little the dentist that's trying to fix everything on the island of misfit toys.
yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yep, they're all gonna be my friends.
Yes, they are. None of them can speak,
Oh, that's okay.
except some of them beep at you. Some of them whir.
I'm still
You know.
chattering incessantly at them.
Yes. Elviron is actually playing with some, like rolling around the ground and playing with them. And
That's
What's it
adorable.
is does not even just bored the
Yeah.
entire thing. Why are you messing with these things? They're trash. What do you see in them? I don't
Even-
understand. Like, I'm so much better than all of these things. You're not spending any time with me. I mean, I could play with that dragon too. I mean, I could do all of this stuff, and you don't want to play with me. You're incessantly chatting with them, and he's incessantly chatting in your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
it's-
just like she'll make a comment here and there, but otherwise she's just like, I mean, you could help me. You could make friends too, and then you'd have like a little automaton. Why can't I say this fucking word? A little robot army.
automaton. Yes, because I have you. I don't need anything else stupid.
Whatever. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, then just hang out. This is a chance to relax. I mean, you've been working so hard being, the Grand Master for so long. It's time for a
Hey,
break.
When they go to sleep, can I take one of their faces?
I'm gonna have to veto that. Maybe like one of the faces of
What about the one that's like half dead already? He won't miss it.
I mean, I'd love to see you try. I think that'd be hilarious, but I think you might get murdered. So
And then I go back to, oh yeah.
yeah, and then
you
you
do that. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to.
All right. I'll just,
We'll find someone that you can rip their face off.
you see him pick up like one of the little creatures and
Don't
like
rip off their faces.
He's
Nope.
looking at it
I just fixed him.
and he just throws it over the edge. Just chucks it.
Okay, do that again, and I'm gonna send you back to your fucking Grandmaster. Okay.
I mean, isn't that what you're going to do with all of, I mean, that's.
No, that's not what I'm gonna do with all of them.
I was
literally just
playing
fixed
with it.
them. Okay, playing with it does not mean committing, splatter murder and chucking it 700 feet over the side.
But it was fun. Okay. We'll
leave
leave you out
leave
there.
your fun for the humanoids.
Okay, we leave you out there with the island of broken contraptions, from Sandy contraptions.
Isle of
Igor.
from Sandy toys.
Your feather duster works, kid. You're surrounded by whirling, noisy things and a layer of dust that must be 1,000 years old, it seems.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Staring at it, going, oh my god, this is a lot of dust. I think I should just look over to Master and go, Master, are we planning on converting this place to, prison?
I think we're just trying to figure out what to do here, first of all.
Is there anything specific you want me to do, Master? I'm out
You
of the
look-
element with these
You look
brains.
like you got your bell rung pretty. You look like you got hit in the head pretty hard. Perhaps you could just take a bit of a break, like leisure time. Have a snack.
Okay, I can do that. Would you like some food, Master?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying not to cough. Igor then would eat some food and
Imagine it's
relax
like
with
sandwiches,
Wendell.
like you just pass out like PB and J.
He'd
Okay.
feather dust a little area to sit down.
All right. You find a nice little area with a nice little table. that's easy to clean, and a comfortable chair with a high back, and you sit down. Now, the rest of you are still, Lamont and Harlan and Wendell are still standing around the connected journal, surrounded by a small fortune worth of things around you.
Now,
Wendell's
the journal.
not worried about the small fortune of things. That'll be here maybe in 800 years, but the journal.
Just to be clear with the journal.
Yes.
Was that before or after the button was pressed?
What was?
The journal opening.
After.
And
The journal opened after the button was pressed, but it only opened when the ugly, angry brain in the jar said he was going to open it.
Yes. What I'm worried about is he was showing us what we wanted to see because he's a freaking demon. Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Illusionary magic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good thought. I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah, I think Wendell is like, well, we have time, and Wendell's gonna look for a different journal or notes or a map, preferably a map.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, not my strong suit. I'm gonna use.
Harlan, you can investigate too if you want to help.
I would love to.
Can I help Harlan?
No, I would like both of you to investigate on your own.
Certainly. Oh my gosh, that's not awful. With a
Harlan, you get
+0.
advantage.
Oh, I gotta know.
17.
Okay, a 17 and a 19. All right, Harlan, you find a manual. Looks like a journal, but it is infused with magic and writing.
I look for traps.
There are none. It's just sitting on a table. There's not trapped. It's sitting right next to an ornate wooden case carved with images of air and water elementals locked in furious battle.
Air and water elementals. All right. It's like a hurricane.
Yes. Wendell.
Yes.
You find 3 red potions and then another potion that's a little deeper red sitting on one of the tables near some paperwork that's just weird schematics that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You also find what looks to be a folded set of armor that looks strange. It has lots of pockets.
Pocket armor.
You each find just coinage lying around. Thousands of coins in different places in piles and bags. Yes. Coppers, silvers, golds, even a small stack of platinum. You found a bag of gems, like small little gems, and then another bag of bigger gems, and then another bag of even bigger gems, and then a huge black pearl.
It's really strange to store these things in your workshop.
Maybe he was using some of them for material components.
Perhaps.
So after a little bit of discussion and looking at it, Harlan, you found a manual of flesh golems.
Oh.
And inside
we can build some body.
Yeah, we can build a body now. You found Galder's bubble pipe.
Bubble pipe.
Yes, Galder's bubble pipe.
Galder's bubble pipe.
It's a finely carved pipe that blows odorless bubbles instead of smoke when used. It has 3 charges and regains all spent charges daily at dawn. You can cast Fog Cloud with 1 charge, Misty Step with 2 charges, or if you spend all 3 charges, you can summon a steam method.
I love
it. Bubble pipe.
The chaos.
Yes. Wendell, you found 3 potions of healing, 1 elixir of health, and a Heward's hireling armor.
Huh. Okay. Heward's hireling armor.
Yes. Quite neat little item.
Yes.
It seems to be a specific design of Bromsandi's. It basically can be, it's a light armor, this particular version. It seems to be more sturdy, so you imagine you might be more protected than normal light armor when wearing it. So it's like a studded leather. It's animated straps on it. Actually assist with the drawing and sheathing of weapons, so it allows you to draw or stow 2 100 weapons when you normally only be able to do 1. It also has 6 pockets, which act as extra dimensional space. Each one of those pockets could hold 20 pounds of material, not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet.
Very nice.
So it's a
Pour out
pretty
the
neat.
pockets first.
There's just like nothing in there. It
Okay,
seems like it was created and had not been given to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
We left in a hurry.
Left in a hurry.
Interesting.
I think I might be able to help out some of these people looking back towards the brain in the room.
Oh yes, back with the gearbox.
What about my body?
Perhaps I could make you a new one.
I want my body.
What's so special about your own body?
It was mine. I
You
want
did.
it back.
Cue
Really
the T2
messed up.
music.
Really
Dun, dun,
crumpled.
dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
While you guys are discussing bodies with the diseased brain, Lamont,
I'm really tempted to just banish this brain and see what happens.
your cloak is billowing wonderfully now. And you're sitting there staring and looking at this journal. What are you doing?
Well, I'm looking at the journal, and I think this is the first time in a long time that he's connected with his artificer, ness, and also his like righteous indignation, justice, blind rage that now lives in his arm or whatever, that didn't get triggered by the cultists, and so there's this. I think he's having a very quiet moment where he's trying to figure out, is it time to, take everything in this room, and he's thinking about building again. He's thinking about creating things again rather than destroying things again, even if just for a minute, since he's completely surrounded by it, and he's looking at these blueprints, especially for the crawling machine. I love that. I think he's looking really closely at the crawling machine.
Yeah, you saw a quick glimpse of that in the book, and it just
And then
kind
it
of
closed.
completely. Then it closed up, and then it completely just opened up your mind again to all the things you could do with this. So you start seeing the pieces inside the room that could be used to build this in just a very short period of time. Like you could build that thing in here, and then you start looking at the pedestal. Roll me a perception check or an investigation, whichever one you feel is best.
Like perception and investigation checks.
Okay.
I'm going investigation, though, because my investigation is awesome. 16.
Okay, with a 16, you notice that with just the right thieves' tools, which you have on you, and your knowledge of artificery, you could bypass these control wires to the point where you could keep the circuit alive and remove the book without causing the island to fall from the sky. And you know that if you make a mistake, that you probably would have less than 30 seconds to evacuate the island before it would fall.
Can you do me a favor and just wait till tomorrow?
We could just long rest here.
I mean, at least give me the portents.
Yeah.
It's staring you in the eye, Lamont. You see this, and you know that you're the only one in this group that can make that happen.
That could take the book and say that one more time, and
You would be able to bypass the trap that requires the book to stay here on the island. The brain can open it, but nothing can remove it because you can tell it's a dead man switch. If this thing is removed, the engine on the island shuts off and the island falls out of the sky in less than 30 seconds. It's not like the other engine where when you turned it off, it started to sputter and became unstable and you had maybe, I don't know, 8 hours to evacuate.
Right.
You might have 2 to 4 turns to evacuate the island before it fell 600 feet and would kill anyone who was still associated with the island when it crashed on the ground.
Okay.
I have a out of character question to just throw ideas out there. You can bypass it. Would it make it easier if he had a dummy deadman switch to swap with rather than just completely take?
Lamont, if you asked him that question, would tell you that it's not based on weight. It is a circuit.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it would help, like, have a quick circuit, like, swap rather than just remove and then.
No, I believe what I'm trying to explain it as, and Lamont would be able to tell you if I had explained it properly, is that you could literally bypass the circuit by creating a connection around it and then snip the ones and remove it.
Cool.
If there's any break in the circuit at all, the engine shuts off permanently and it falls.
Gotcha. All right. I wasn't sure how the circuit was set up.
So if I screw it up, it falls.
Yes.
But if I do it right, I just get the book, I complete the circuit, and we're good.
Yeah.
And you're good. You can have everything in here and spend all the time you want to in here and don't have to worry about it ever again.
As long as the circuit is maintained.
Right.
What am I going to roll? Just hypothetically, let's say I wanted to do that. What would I roll to do that?
This would be a thieves' tools because it would be your knowledge.
Oh.
I would allow you to get advantage. I would allow you to roll your artificery check that we had on your sheet before.
Right.
We'd let you roll that. And then if you rolled above a DC that I set for this particular event, that would give you advantage on your thieves' tools check, which would then be whether or not you were able to successfully and deftly bypass the circuit or have 2 to 4 rounds to grab everything and run as quickly as possible.
And we're on this second island, right, where all the cultists are over back where we were.
The whole thing would fall, though. Both islands.
No.
Oh, just this one?
Just this little island.
Oh,
right now,
okay.
you are on the backside of this island.
I thought
It's like
everybody, all the cultists and everyone would die.
it looks like no. The big island is separate.
Okay.
This is a small little island with its own power system that has been mined out around, so it's floating in its own. It's a treasure vault. It was created like a dead man switch.
I don't know how things are magically connected. I just was like, oh no, all those people.
No, all your people are safe for now.
Okay.
With Gearbox there, they are safe.
It's just us now.
Yes, it's just you now.
And this devil, which I'd love to keep him trapped here just so he can't go back to hell, recoup, and then come back.
Right.
Yeah, and that's my thing is I want this shop. You know, I'm gonna drown this bastard brain, and then we're gonna take all his stuff.
Well, it is the Prism of Power shop, so you might need to join the Prism of Power to use this particular.
This is a separate island.
Yeah. No,
Does it follow the big island though when the big island moves? That's the question.
I haven't seen any paperwork. I haven't seen a lease. I haven't seen any.
Hold on.
I own them body and soul, but that all this crap, is fair game as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Well, I think he almost does it and then stops because, instinct is like, oh, well, I'll just put that into that and then we're fine. I don't have to listen to this asshole talk anymore. But then stops because if we screw it up,
you lose your workshop.
I'll kill all of you, and I'm killing innocent people. So I telepathically say to Harlan.
But you would also end whatever threat that Wendell has created through his cult.
Oh.
Because you think Wendell will die in a crash. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
No, but if Wendell is the head of the cult and he dies, perhaps the cult would die out without his leadership.
No. There's someone above Wendell.
Just think the cult thing isn't as black and white as it needs to be for Lamont to be.
It's not. It's really not. It's pretty neutral, which is beautiful.
It's tricky, it's the reason why I didn't just put a knife in you as soon as I found you over the soup kitchen crap, because I'm not 100% sure what happened to these people, and I'm not 100% sure that whatever it was is bad.
Yeah.
And so,
All right.
so there you go. So I say to Harlan telepathically, like, look, I'm standing right here. I can complete the circuit right here. I put tab A into slot B, and I pop the book, and we're done. If I screw it up, we've got maybe 2 minutes to get the hell off this rock. We could maybe fashion a rudimentary parachute before I do this, but if I do it right, we just get the book.
Can I reply telepathically?
No,
Well,
not.
yes
not
to Lamont's, no to Wendell's.
I thought they could reply to you, but not to Lamont.
No,
Think
they
that-
can't reply to me. They with the sending they can, but not with the general telepathy.
Okay. Well, then
Because he's Kalishtar. Mine is a warlock ability.
Right.
Let's double check that.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Let's go
It's
here.
on my features.
Yeah. D&D Beyond.
Dual
It's
mind. Mind link. I
D&D.
can speak telepathically to any creature within 60 feet. I don't need to share a language. The creature must be able to understand at least one language. It's a bonus action. When you're speaking telepathically, I can see you. You can give that creature that you speak telepathically to you
Mm-hmm.
until the start of your next turn.
Yes.
Okay, so you
It's
can reply back.
Not mine, but Lamont's
Okay.
can.
I was confused about those two. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
forgot about that.
if you were to perform this bypass, how long would it hold?
Permanently. Just all you do is complete the circuit, so it's just looking at itself and it's not looking at the book anymore. This is pretty straightforward, but if it goes upside down, it's bad.
Now, as that thought travels between the two of them, and Wintress sits outside playing with the misfit toys
I'd
that
like to
she's
mention
helped
there's
recreate.
a spotted elephant that's walked over, but it's all mechanical.
Now, there is this horrible-looking little creature.
Oh no.
It has an oversized head and a too small body with one long arm that Wintress just found and plugged in, and it's dragging behind it. It's miscolored and misshapen. It has hair kind of falling out of it. It looks like a little doll that was supposed to be cute, and it's just not aged well at all. And it walks over to Igor, where he's sitting there and slowly napping, trying to rest, and it pulls on his pants leg, just pulling on it. And Igor looks down and sees this horrible little cute creature. And it looks up with its one eye kind of hanging out and the other eye sparkling big blue. And it holds up a mechanical flower to you and tries to give it to you. And that's where we end the session. As Igor gets a flower from a cute little doll. The misfit toys. Yet another thing that'll be destroyed if Lamont screws up.
I'll destroy the Charlie in the box.
My heart. But at the
And so that's where we end.
At the same time, T2 Judgment debuts here in the heart.
Or
Exactly.
just get your clothes and your boots and your motorcycle and be done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this was fun. This is fun. So let's go around and talk to everyone, see what they thought. We just gave a flower to Igor. Let's check in with Igor. How was your night tonight? I know you're not feeling well.
It's good. Yeah, I'm with Travis. I'm fighting some stuff. It was good. Good to listen. Good to do what little quips I could. Just join in. I love the screaming in my pants. Thank you, Wendell. It killed me. And the mustache twitch. A lot of things were said tonight that really tickled me, especially with these brains now that we're compatriots with. Maybe going to try and get them into prison. Anyways, yeah, I won't ramble much more. Thank you everybody for watching. ShinyPilot26 for Twitch, Twitter. Mondays, Tuesdays. Hopefully I'll be here tomorrow night.
Wonderful. Yep. Hopefully you'll make it tomorrow night. And always love you, Igor. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but hopefully next week we'll have. Well, not next week because we're off next week. But we'll see what happens with the little flower girl and Igor next time. Let's go over to Harlan. Harlan, how are you doing tonight?
Yes, I'm D20 Coup de Grace. You can find me playing here Mondays, Tuesdays, and sometimes in our Alien game. Tonight was great for me. Love the game. Always do. The Grandmaster was stuck out to me. He's still trying to figure out his motivations. Yes, I know he wants to get back to his body, but
He wants to rule again, rip off faces, steal souls.
Yes, that's what he's telling us. Yeah, well, I'm really worried about him, but meeting him was one of my favorite parts tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go over to Wintress. Wintress had a fun time pushing buttons, blowing up water treatment plants, and building misfit toys.
Yeah.
I'm worried about her.
I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Wintress Gilsine, the fairy Drake Warden Ranger who has absolutely zero impulse control. That's probably my favorite part of tonight was blowing up the water processing plant and being like, yeah, it's a good day if I murder some people. And then pressing the big red button or convincing to press the big red button, because when there's a big red button, you gotta press it. It's the rules. It's just the way the world works.
In the contract.
I can't wait till Wintress gets on Harlan ship. You thought Hal was bad breaking something? Wait till Wintress gets aboard.
See, Wendell's trying to think of, he's like, how can we keep Wintress? Do we need to get like Legos? We need coloring
Keep her
books?
entertained.
Yes.
Another control room with a lot of buttons.
Yeah, just a
it's
fake
connected
one.
to nothing.
Yeah.
That occasionally make noises happen when she presses buttons. So
But yeah, that's my favorite part, is just playing a totally different character that I've never played a character like this that has zero impulse control. So it's really nice getting out of my comfort zone. Yeah, you can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays playing in our D&D games, and then the occasional Saturday when we play Aliens, which I'm very excited to find out why they're naked.
Why?
And yeah, why are they naked? Why? And yeah, that's me. I'm excited for tomorrow night when things are going to happen.
yes, tomorrow night things will happen, and other things will happen in response to those things, and well, other things. So tune in Tuesday night for things, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that we think about, Lamont Quinlan?
Things or the thing would be fine too.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I liked the red button. It reminds me of Ren and Stimpy's Space Madness. The red shiny button that beckons him ever closer. That's one of my favorite things. I also like how Becky's new character has a great attitude. Just a positive attitude, and it's wonderful. It's running screaming in the other direction from Hal, who was... I've never heard a character say "fuck this" over and over again in a game as often as Hal did, and so yeah, it's great fun, and I like how Frank maneuvered Lamont onto, we're all hovering over the nuclear button one after another, so it's great. It's wonderful. I'm producer Trav. We're gonna play Aliens twice in December, ladies and gentlemen. On the I'll give some dates. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Once I think is the 13th, and the other's the 27th, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're playing twice in December, and it's going to be fun. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Thank you, Frank. And party on, Wayne, and party on, Garth.
Party on. I'm going to go ahead and close out my side before we pass it on to Laugh, Love, Lindy. Yeah, I'm Deception Check. I'm here on Mondays and Tuesdays and occasionally Saturdays when we play Aliens. And yeah, this was good stuff. What? Problem, Harlan? Oh, okay. I thought I said something. Did I say D20 coup de grace again, or did I actually say my name right?
No, I was just trying to think if Wayne and Garth held up some sort of symbol or something.
Oh, okay. Air guitar. They did a lot of air guitar. Favorite parts tonight was screaming in my pants. That was great. I loved tempting pretty much every single character as much as possible whenever I could. I loved giving Lamont Quinlan the opportunity to try and kill each and every one of you. Just by trying to help, which is the story of Lamont Quinlan's life. And I thought that was, big red buttons for Wintress forever now. Now that I know, it's like, Nugatosaurus and Burly Blacksmiths with beards. You put that out there and you can make Nugget do whatever you need her to. Now I know Wintress, I need a red button. And it's perfect. So that's great. I love that Harlan now has a magical toupee. That was something that we know now. I don't know what it does. I'll have to think about that. Now that it's been awakened, it was dormant. So now we have an awakened toupee upon his head. I don't know what's going to happen there. And I thought Igor needed a little smile, so I gave him a little flower girl. That's horrible looking, but means well. So yeah, that's like Cthulhu but with flowers. And yeah, I had a great time. This was fun. I like playing brains in jars, so that was fun too. And yes, your toupee is a rug of smothering. Oh God, that's terrible. So let's pass it over to Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle, Hassenpfeffer the Fourth at the Havisham Hassenpfeffers, our own Laugh Love Lindy.
That's me, Wendell. Highlights of tonight. I love just how conflicted is Lamont. I just love how conflicted Lamont is about the Prism of Power. Because on paper, he's looking at this and he's like, this seems terrible. But then he sees Wendell helping people with it, and he's like, I just don't know. And I love it. I love it. It's the best pyramid scheme ever. Wintress is great. I love how she's making like little crutches and things for all the little misfit machines. That's just the cutest little, most adorable thing. I also loved Harlan lying for Wendell's sake. Like, is he a smart one too? Yes. Even though his deception was terrible, Wendell would not incite it because Harlan's like his BFF. I appreciated that. I thought that was pretty great. Also the brains in jars. They're fun. Who doesn't love playing brains in jars as a GM? I most certainly do. And I thought they were great. And yeah. Yeah. And Gearbox. Oh, and Gearbox is like, Gearbox has purpose! I was like, yes! Wendell's just giving purpose to everyone on this day. It's great. It's fine. Gearbox is adorable, and I'm glad he has purpose, and I hope we see him in 100 years. I also love Nugget. Nugget's cat. But yeah, that was super fun. Absolutely loved it. Cannot wait for next time, which will unfortunately not be next week because the holidays are afoot and, you know, things are happening. But we will be back the week after for the chilling conclusion of this cliffhanger-esque situation. But we will be here tomorrow night with some Mists of Ravenloft, where, you know, they're out of Stani camp, hanging out, gonna get a crystal ball reading, and then, I don't know, maybe like tea with Azalin. That sounds pleasant, right? They have a gentleman's agreement with the devil. Devilish figure. Use a fiend. We'll go with fiend. Everything's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. It's gonna be lovely. So that's tomorrow. Of course, Grand Conjunction is going on in the background, so it's just chaos in the periphery, but it's gonna be great. And of course, we have our next game of Aliens. Not this month, but the beginning of next month. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be awesome.
The 4th and the 18th. Those are the dates.
The 4th. So yes, 4th is the next one. So tune in for that. Till next time, have fun and play games. Catch you later.